Hey, Chris here at HiFi Buys in Atlanta, and today we're going to take a look at two new products from Bluesound, the new updated Node and the all-new Node Nano. Today we're going to take a look at some of the features and differences between them, so let's get into it. So let's start with the new Node because there's not a lot that's changed physically, but quite a bit's changed inside. And actually, to compare the differences, let me go grab one of the old Nodes. I'll be right back. So as you can see, physically, they haven't changed anything about the new Node. They are the exact same chassis, except for the headphone output. So the headphone output on the new Node on the bottom here is a 1/4 inch jack. On the old Node, it was a 3.5 millimeter. Other than that, the entire chassis, the screen, everything is identical. But now that we've seen that, let's talk about what they did change, which is all on the inside. So, as I mentioned, the only physical difference on the outside of the new Node is the headphone jack, and there's a good reason for that. The new Node has been upgraded pretty significantly to include a THX AAA headphone amp, which is one of the best amplifiers on the market today. In addition to that headphone amplifier upgrade, they've also upgraded the DAC chip to an ESS Sabre 9039 Q2M, which has a significant impact on both the headphone output and the analog outputs connecting it to your stereo. With the old Node, Bluesound didn't really mention which DAC chip or headphone amplifier they were using in that product. Not that they were low quality, as we really enjoyed the sound of it, but the fact that they are now bragging about which chips and headphone amplifiers they're using is a really great sign for the sound quality of this new Node. There's also a couple other nice upgrades that are coming down the road through future firmware upgrades. The whole new Node family will support DSD-256 playback. It will also, some of the products, we'll get into that a little bit, will support Dirac room correction, though that will require an additional software licensing fee to use that Dirac software. With that, let's take a look at the all-new Node Nano. And you can see how much smaller it is than the Node. Amazingly, it actually features the exact same ESS 9039 Q2M DAC chip and will support DSD playback with that future firmware update. We're really impressed that Bluesound was able to put so much sound quality into such a small package and to sell it for $299. This really is an incredible solution for anyone looking to add streaming to their hi-fi system or a pair of powered bookshelf speakers. Now let's take a look at the differences between the Node Nano and the Node and see what you get for the additional money when going to the Node. As you can see, there is a great headphone amplifier in the Node. There is no headphone amplifier at all in the Node Nano. The Nano is really intended to only be a streamer. If we look at the back, you can see that on the Node, we've got a couple of different inputs, combo digital and analog input in the form of a 3.5 millimeter jack. And the Node does come with a full-size Toslink to 3.5 millimeter adapter. And it also has an HDMI eARC input for connection to a video game console or television. The Node Nano has no inputs whatsoever other than the network connectivity. As far as outputs go, really very similar. We've got stereo analog outputs and coax and optical digital outputs. Also a USB output if you have a USB DAC. Aside from that, we've got some creature comforts as far as for your system, IR input for control systems, and a 12-volt trigger output, which can be nice if connecting the Node and using it as a preamp with a separate amplifier. So they both support up to 24/192 PCM playback. The Node actually will take and decode multi-channel PCM and Dolby signals through that eARC HDMI port. Both support AirPlay 2. They're both Rune ready. They support Tidal Connect, Spotify Connect, and natively support many great streaming services like Qobuz and Tidal and Amazon Music HD. Really, any streaming service that you use on a regular basis, these guys can get it into your stereo and make it sound great. One last feature of the Node Nano that we actually discovered in unboxing it that I haven't seen mentioned anywhere else yet is the fact that they actually made it wall mountable very easily. There's a little rubber plug here that pulls out, and it is easily wall mountable in any sort of orientation, which really is a very thoughtful design choice for a product like this because it shows they really intend this to be used in any situation to add streaming to a hi-fi system, regardless of how little space there may be. Whether that's a desk, it could honestly be very easily mounted underneath the desk or mounted on a wall inside of a existing cabinet that has no additional space for new components. It really brings high performance streaming to an incredible footprint and price point. We're super excited to get this into your hands. In addition to these two products, Bluesound has also announced a third member of the Node family, which is coming soon, the Node Icon, which has a 5-inch touchscreen display and features a dual mono DAC setup. So we're really excited to get our hands on that. So keep an eye out for a video coming very soon on that as well. Thanks for watching. And if you want to hear any of the new Bluesound Node products for yourself, come on down to HiFi Buys. We'd love to see them.